We were officially allowed to reopen from July the 4th, but since the guidance only came out a few days before that and was fairly general, we decided to take time to think things through properly, and we reopened at the beginning of August. We've lost 40% of our income as a result of having to reduce the number of rooms we have open. So now when we say we're full now on any given day, we're really only 60% full. And there are lots of additional costs. We've had to buy lots of new furniture items. We have extra costs in terms of our cleaning routine. So it's still far from being anywhere back to normal. And we know it's been a challenging time for lots of our fellow guest house owners. Obviously, we've lost all our overseas financial income that we would have had. We're starting to get some UK visitors back in, but not to the same degree as before.
Travelling, you know, and then not anymore. We've had lots of journalists.
We'd sit and have our cup of tea.
Yeah.
We missed having the people here because they were so interested in the history of the school, in the environment, in the countryside, because it's so pretty. And personally, both Paul and I really are quite sad that we're not able to do it and continue on doing it during the pandemic. But our health is a priority, and the pandemic sadly isn't going away, so we've just got to reassess our risks.
Our table has been run by York.
We wouldn't ask again.
The thing is, when they come...
The safety aspect of ourselves in the pandemic is our age and our health profiles. So we're potentially liable to be hit harder by any infection. Equally, our guests would be at risk because we haven't got the facilities or the space to allow social distancing within the house.
Things like that. And they like that bit. That's the babies. Come on, out you go.
I'll chase them out. Go on, chuck, chuck.
And, you know,
On top of that, the recommendation by Airbnb on how to manage being open during the pandemic just proved impossibly difficult, very expensive, and it wasn't worth the effort involved for the amount of money we charge on a daily basis.
Well, clearly York is a city which has a very large tourist industry, retail sector is very important to us, so leisure as well. So for us to have a lockdown period was a very serious impact on businesses and the local economy. Before COVID had affected the country, there had been a transformation in the high street anyway, and that's really been sped up by the impact, the changes to business plans. So many of the larger floor plate shops have become empty, but in contrast, the independent sector that has flourished in the smaller shops that York has been famous for, that's really been an area where loyal customer base has won through.
Go straight up there until you come down to you. I could never ever wear a skirt doing this.
We had a really good reopening and people were coming in. Everyone has been abiding by the guidelines. People have been sanitising their hands and business was really good in June.
Back between passing it on to each other. It's just like...
After the bank holiday, the streets have got quieter. It's quite obvious that the tourists now and the families have left York, and I do still think there's an issue with local people not feeling confident to come in. I just find it's the old people who really are terrible. I have days where I think we're going to do this and we can do this and we'll still be here this time next year and beyond. And I have days where, as an independent shopkeeper, I worry that we're not going to see through Christmas.